what an off season it was. I mean, we were just talking about it, Thomas, in the first hour, that this is going to be the best NFL season ever because that March where we saw retirements and unretirements, and we saw top-notch A-list players on the move at quarterback, wide receiver, and Bobby Wagner being the last, I guess, move of March. Now he's between Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Which of the March moments, free agent signings, acquisitions, trades, retirement, unretirement, do you think is the most impactful for the season, where you as a GM get ready for your GM Journey podcast and everything else going on in your world? You're like, that's the one. That's the one that's the difference maker. Which one?
Wow. Well, there are so many out there, Rich, that I looked at. Like you said, I mean, it's an amazing year. It's fun to watch now, stepping back and to be able to take it all in.
But you may only choose one, Thomas. You may only choose one. That is the construct. I'm putting you in the box. This is Sports Talk Radio, for crying out loud. What do you got for me?
I mean, Russell Wilson, all eyes are on at so many levels on that. If you're referring to something like that,
yes,
it goes way beyond the acquisition for George Payton and the Broncos to do what they perceived as the right thing. To know the repercussions of what's going on in Seattle with John Snyder and company, that is another big deal. There's so much going on there. How it's going to affect the rest of the division, how it's truly going to affect the perception of quarterbacks into their 30s and the payment and the numbers that are going involved. This, to me, is a really interesting crossroads for this week. I go all the way back to when I pulled the trigger on Matt Ryan to give him his final contract when I was there. And we had everyone different levels saying, he only give him, 2.95% or 29 and a quarter. And, making that decision to go up to $30 million, knowing that right around the corner in the next 2 months, someone's going to jet past them. This league is amazing where the money is at all levels, not only with quarterbacks in this situation, with general managers and head coaches. It's amazing to see it. I think Russell Wilson is the one I'm watching closely at all levels.
Well, and then, of course, the Deshaun Watson contract having so many ripple effects, even though Arizona with one quarterback and then Denver with another, with Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson, did not fully guarantee the entire deal, the first two. So how do you see that playing out with Eric DeCosta and Lamar Jackson, who set a Friday deadline on getting something done? What's your suss there?
Yeah, and that's an interesting one to watch. They know how important that quarterback is. I mean, personally, I see him playing out. They want to get that deal done, and they should want to get that deal done. He offers so much to that organization. Of course, there are creative elements that come with a quarterback like Lamar. They also know there are challenges. Hopefully they can have the right people around him. I love that organization. I think they're so well thought out. And of course, Eric's going to do the right thing, and I think it's taking care of business as it needs to be done.
So what do you think it is? What's your assessment of what the holdup is? Because you got, again, a contract like Watson sitting out there, and then you've got a player representing himself. I imagine you've never had something like that you dealt with back in your day. But what is the issue, best you can tell?
Personally, again, I think the issue is making sure that they realize the value of this quarterback, of course,
right.
And they just want to make sure, again, not dealing with agent. I have not dealt with that before. That is new to me. But the idea of being able to jump in and say we are committing for X amount of years to a system and an approach that we know we're going to have to approach with this type of a quarterback, I think that weighs on their mind. I don't think it's that easy, although I think it's really, really important for them to check the box on and make sure it's done here.